Well, for starters, I mean, I know a lot of people can relate to this, that we're still not allowed to vote freely. They make it very difficult, and I think that that's a lot of people in the Black community have that same issue. But that's just like the tip of the iceberg. There's still communities without clean water. We're still having our land taken from us. Pipelines going through the lands, other fracking projects, laws being made to hinder us from being able to support ourselves. There's a lot of poverty, you know, a lot of, and murdered and missing indigenous women. You know, the pipelines, they talk about the man camps coming through and our women going missing. And so Pocahontas was actually, well, that's not a real name, but that was one of the first missing and murdered indigenous women. So this is something that's been happening for the last several hundred years. It's not changed, you know, and with COVID, we don't have, a lot of the tribes don't have the same kind of access to health care. And with the Navajo Nation, they struggled because they don't have clean water in some of the areas where they live. So how are they supposed to keep their hands clean or sanitize their homes properly when they have to truck their water in? And the Warm Springs tribe, which is a tribe my grandmother is from, they don't have access to the infrastructure. They're trying to raise money for to build the infrastructure for clean water on their reservation. So there's just so many things, and we're dealing with the trauma, the historical trauma, from residential schools and having our children ripped away from us, and having our children adopted out to white families. I mean, they're just, it's a lot of different things. I mean, I can sit here and name them all day, but the point of it is that it's not changed from the time of the first day of colonization to today. You know, we've learned how to adapt and in some ways, unfortunately, assimilate, but a lot of people have been able to maintain their cultures and their languages, and that's something that we're working toward. We're very resilient people, and we've been trying really hard to keep teaching our youth so that we can keep our traditions alive. So it's not that we're just out there struggling. We are not victims, but we are being victimized. And that's something that people just need to start acknowledging and then working to try to figure out how they can help. Because our people have been living here since time immemorial. So it's important. It's important not just for indigenous people, but us as human beings, because I really want to see us move into a different direction. And I think, like I said, I think we can. It just takes everybody's collective energy, you know, to want to move into that different direction.